tortilla soup right now. I'm going to show you. Isn't that tasty? That has no dairy products, and the only sweetener is grape juice concentrate. If you buy Welch's with the yellow lid, it's 100% juice. If you buy Welch's with the white lid, it has high fructose corn syrup and 17 ingredients I can't name. This only has 2 ingredients, grape juice concentrate and vitamin C as a preservative. Now I'm going to dry chop these carrots. I'm going to use the machine as a food processor. There's one green smoothie left if somebody wants it. Grab it. Now this is called dry chopping. You can buy Trinity Mix at the grocery store. It's onion, celery, and green pepper already chopped up for you. They charge $2.50, but it's only 50 cents worth of vegetables. If it's this easy to chop vegetables, you might just save that $1.50 and chop them yourself. See that? Now, that's called dry chopping. In a minute, I'm going to show you wet chopping, which is my favorite way to use the Vitamix machine. One of my favorite ways. I'm going to add some celery.
How do you get all the rest of the stuff out of there?
Pardon me?
How do you get all the stuff off the sides?
You'll see in just a minute. I'm going to make soup. And while the soup's blending, all that stuff will mix in with it. I'm going to add some sweet onion. Zucchini and yellow squash are good for producing collagen. Collagen is good for your hair, skin, and nails. Cabbage helps prevent colon cancer. My grandmother had colon cancer, so I try to eat cabbage 2 or 3 times a week. It's one of the magic vegetables, so you can stick it in your fruit drinks, and you don't have to have coleslaw all the time to get the cancer-fighting benefits of cabbage. If we were in Texas, I'd put in the whole jalapeno pepper, but we're in Tennessee, so I'm going to put just a little bit in there. I get my bouillon cube from the health food store, because if you get it from the grocery store, it usually has MSG in it. Even if it says natural flavoring, that's the MSG. So they kind of trick you. Garlic is antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antisocial. So if you get a really big clove, you might want to cut some of it off. I don't worry about the paper. The machine will just turn that into liquid. I'm going to add a chunk of sharp cheddar cheese. The stems of sweet peppers are not bitter, so we're just going to go ahead and put that in. Cilantro crosses the blood-brain barrier and chelates mercury, aluminum, and heavy metals out of your body. It's a natural chelator. I call it my Alzheimer's health insurance policy to eat cilantro every day. We all know that tomatoes are full of lycopene. I love the spice blend. I need to get the lid off. I use this spice blend on my table like salt, or in place of salt. It has no MSG, and if you want your soup to taste like mine, get some of the spice blend, because it's not the same as the taco soup in the tortilla soup in the cookbook. Now I can turn cold water into boiling in 7 minutes with the Vitamix machine, but I don't have 7 minutes worth of jokes, so I'm going to start off with hot water to speed things up. Now if you'll notice, there's more steam coming out of here than what's coming out of here, because the room temperature vegetables cooled off that water. So we're going to heat this back up, and I'm going to do my favorite chopping method, which is wet chopping. Now if I were to try to chop all of these vegetables on a cutting board for soup, it would take me at least 5 minutes. I'm going to chop them all in 5 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Now all those vegetables are chopped up, and you could transfer that to the stove and you would have a chunky vegetable soup, and it only took you 5 seconds to chop all those vegetables. Now I'm going to turn this into a broth. If you chop water and cabbage, drain the cabbage through a strainer, or the water through a strainer makes coleslaw. Potatoes and water makes hash browns. I do my stir-fry vegetables this way. And my favorite wet chop recipe is what my 10-year-old son makes for me. Now, he started when he was 9. He puts 4 raw eggs in the Vitamix, that's the liquid. He does carrot, celery, onion, broccoli, and cheese. He wet chops those vegetables in the eggs, which scrambles the eggs at the same time. He pours it in a skillet, fries it, and it's a vegetable omelet. Now, I'm excited that, he's excited that he gets to use the Vitamix, and I'm excited that my 10-year-old makes my breakfast every morning. Now, he doesn't like vegetables, so he runs the speed up a little bit faster and makes the vegetables into little pieces, so it's like confetti, but it's still in there. Now, the reason you can heat things up in a Vitamix and you can't do it in a regular blender, that's the speed of a blender. The Vitamix is 4 times faster. If you rub your hands together slow, you don't make a lot of heat. If you rub your hands together 4 times faster, it makes friction heat. That's what the Vitamix is doing. Now, while this is heating up, I'm going to show you the nut butters I made 3 days ago. This is cashew butter, almond butter, and peanut butter. And the only ingredients I used were cashews, almonds, and honey roasted peanuts. Honey roasted peanuts for the peanut butter, raw almonds for the almond butter, cashews. There's no added fillers, no added oils. Now, I wish my boys would eat peanut butter, almond butter, but they don't like it, so I mix peanuts and almonds half and half, and they don't know it. No, you don't add anything. No oil, no water. Now, when this is on high, you have no control over this center dial, and the blades are spinning 4 times faster than a regular blender. If this is on 10 and that goes down to variable, it's 2 times faster than a blender. Somewhere in this speed is the speed of a blender, which is 4 times slower than a Vitamix. Now we're going to go 4 times slower than a blender. So we go all the way from 4 times slower to 4 times faster than a blender. Now, look at the steam coming out of there. See that? There's over 30 soup recipes in the cookbook that comes with your machine. And you can make a delicious hot chocolate in the wintertime. And it makes its own foam, and it's really good. Now, the great thing about having blades that are 4 times slower than a blender, if you added rotisserie chicken at this point right here, just as soon as the chicken hits the blades, it'll shred right inside the machine. I'm using black beans and corn right now. We call this must-go soup. Whatever's in your refrigerator, that must go. I'm going to add a little bit of corn chips here. If you put corn chips in a regular blender, you would make corn chip mush. But the Vitamix goes slow enough that it's going to just lightly stir and chop those chips. And you're going to have crunchy pieces of corn chips floating on the inside of your soup. Now, I'm not like the soup Nazi from Seinfeld, so it's soup for you, soup for you. Step right up. Single file lines, no pushing, no shoving. There you go.
Are the things for sale without the Vitamix, or do you have to get?
Yes, you can get the spice blend and the soy. Do you already have a Vitamix at home?
Yeah, we went to the Costco and I really wanted one, so we ordered one.
Oh, yeah, you paid more, didn't you?
I don't know.
Retail is $4.49.
Yeah, I think it's what they.
Yeah. You might want to go to my VitamixLady.com website because my recipes are different than the ones in the cookbook. And I have the link to the Vitamix users group on there. And that users group is an email list and we share recipes.